Oh, by the way, do you still do the thing where you say Wednesday when you write Wednesday? Hold on a second. Yellow. Apparently I've won a Porsche CayenneS.
Yeah, I got one about a free spa treatment the other day.
All I have to do is my best version of the robot.
Thomas, those things are so stupid, they're never real.
Yeah, oh yeah, they totally are. Go on.
Oh my God, you look like an idiot. What did we just say? Let's go.
I never win anything. I knew it.
Yeah, hello? Yeah, I'm calling back about that free pedicure.
You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And this is a Porsche Cayenne.
S, meaning this Cayenne is a little hotter than the base version. It's got about 100 horsepower more and hits 100 kilometers an hour a second quicker, in 5.2 seconds. But if that's not enough, there's a Cayenne Turbo, which is quicker still. For 2019, they've made it a little bit larger, and yet significantly lighter, by switching the whole body to aluminium. Couple that with all the smarty pants electronic chassis aids, and you've got an SUV that knocks on the door of sporty, and then juggernauts in through the wall.
So while the acceleration can seem brutish, as we'll demonstrate in a minute, the rest of it is pure precision. But what we want to find out today is just how much of a driving instrument can a big family hauler actually be.
But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so that you see our videos as soon as they come out. Also, if you want to see what we're filming before it goes live on YouTube, follow us on Instagram at The Throttle House.
All right, we're in the Porsche CayenneS.
And what a wonderful place to be.
Okay, this has a twin-turbo V6, which makes 434 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. And you feel every single one of them.
So what does all that power feel like? Okay, let's see how a launch goes. Ready? Oh, yes. And it sounds excellent. Okay.
Oh, that's impressive. Oh, that's just, oh, the upshift sounds. Oh, God. All right, there's one thing you're going to have to trust me on. This is an SUV, yes, but the way that it drives and the sensations that it gives you are straight up sports car. Let me explain. We're gonna put everything in sport mode right now. We're gonna shift with the paddles. When you go past 5,000 RPM, you get vibrations through the steering wheel and through your throttle pedal that make this feel like a very, very athletic car. And it makes an excellent noise. And there's something about the power delivery and that really, really genuinely gives you the feeling of a sports car. But then you can take it all away, you turn off sport mode, put the dampers in the softest setting, and it absolutely will just cruise all day long down the highway.
Okay, so unlike the base one, this one has a twin turbo V6. So it does like 100 more horsepower. It hits 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in a second less. The turbo version of this hits another, this does like 0 to 105 seconds. The turbo does it in 4 seconds, which is blisteringly fast. I don't see why you would ever need more than this, because it feels sublime, and the power delivery through that 8-speed transmission is incredibly smooth. And just like, there's just tons of it.
It also has paddle shifters. There's a little delay when you click the paddle, but the shift itself is very quick, and it makes an unbelievable noise on the upshift. I could do that all day. All right, the steering. This is one part that Porsche's got absolutely right. Yes, back in the day, obviously Porsche steering was better, it was hydraulic, electrically assisted, this is. But the steering ratio and the accuracy is next level good. I can place this car millimetrically, and I have very clear sensations of what the road is doing. Also, the steering ratio is really surprisingly fast. You turn the wheel, bang, the nose goes in. But on the highway, a slight movement from the steering wheel doesn't send you off the road.
I'm in sport mode at the moment, and taking these corners, this steering feels excellent. Super accurate, the weighting is perfect, doesn't feel artificial at all. And the electric steering's not bereft of sensations like we're so used to feeling with electric steering. I can feel the undulations in the road, I can feel vibrations through the wheel. There's an engagement to this car that you just wouldn't expect from an SUV. I just got out of the BMW X7 and I loved that car. It was excellent. But this just takes sportiness and engagement to the next level. So fortunately, this car is equipped with the rear axle steering where it turns the rear wheels in the opposite direction to the front wheels, which ultimately makes the car feel smaller and tighter in the turns. And the news is good. It does feel really tight. And above 80 kilometers an hour, the rear wheels turn with the front wheels to stabilize the car.
Now, the adaptive cruise control on the highway is one of the best that I have used. First of all, it brings you to a complete stop and will start you automatically. You don't have to do anything. And it's like, bro, I got this. If there's a truck that pulls in front of you, it just slows you down. There's no slamming on the brakes. There's no aggressive maneuvers from it. It just comfortably takes you from A to B all the way. It's really, really lovely to live with.
This thing's also equipped with the adaptive air suspension, which is another extra. But all you have to do is peruse the Cayenne forums to know that everyone is obsessed with it, and I get it. And it gives it multiple personalities, which is funny because in humans it's a very undesirable trait. But in cars like this, it's amazing. Because if you want to feel sporty, you can step on it and you can turn the corners and the car lowers. And if you're doing off-road or you want to be comfortable on the highway, it raises it, it softens everything, and you get to be in a comfortable cruiser.
So this has Porsche's active suspension management, PASM, which works in conjunction with the air dampers, raise and lower the ride height and all that stuff. But you put it in sport mode, and I select the hardest damper setting. And the ride is definitely stiff on a back road like this, obviously, but that's the point. Because when I turn the car in, the body is so well controlled. And this is lighter for 2019, and honestly, the car does not feel as big as it looks. It's very agile. Some might say that the suspension is too stiff for just even in the softest setting. I honestly flatly disagree. I think it is perfect. It's not wallowy and you might feel sick after a while. You feel connected to the road, but still pampered. It really, really, really does everything very, very well. No, it is not a full-on sports car. And on the track, it would probably expose some of its deficiencies. But at the same time, you're not going to ever take this on a track. So if you blast this thing down a back road, you will have a smile on your face. And then you can pick up the family and cruise to the cottage comfortably. Done. This thing is just so good.
Right.
It is just so good at what it does.
How does it look?
It looks muted. But
Muted. That's the blue though. This is the Biscay blue. It's not
Biscuit blue?
Biscay blue.
Biscay blue.
I know you're hungry right now. You know what my favorite thing about the front is though? The way these lights
Yeah, integrate.
integrate
It's
into
just
the grille.
absolutely a perfect idea. And then it's kind of broken up a little bit like by this, but
Yeah.
sorry.
And when you indicate these are orange as well. These
Yeah,
are the
no,
indicators.
these are lovely. These headlights are crazy. Do you know about these?
These are the matrix beam headlights.
Yeah, and they can actually detect when somebody's coming with the high beam and then just kind of like put a spot around them so that they're fine, but you see everything else.
Yeah, it's like 84 bulb things.
It's insane. It's
mad.
insane.
You know, that's the thing, Porsche don't mess around. Everything that other cars want to look like, whether it's fake vents, fake exhaust,
Yeah.
this is the real versions of everything.
It's the real versions of everything, I agree.
Yeah.
And these wheels are 21 inches, and you know how much they cost, James?
I don't care, they're worth every penny.
$4,800.
How much?
You could get a track day 944 Porsche for $4,800.
4,800.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. They're lovely, but that's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
Okay, let's move around to the back. Okay,
So yeah, real quad exhausts.
real exhaust.
And an update for 2019, this red strip that goes all the way along the back, because that matches the rest of the Porsche line.
It looks fantastic, honestly.
And the way the Porsche is in there, it's like,
It's like three-dimensional.
yeah, it's inside
really,
the glass.
really neat.
I don't know if
yeah.
that comes off on camera, but
Yeah, no, it's very cool. This is an automatic liftgate. This is a really, really well-designed, sleek. It looks like a Porsche, but it's an SUV. They did a good job. They always have done a good job with the styling
Yeah.
of these, I think, anyway. And I can actually raise and lower the ride height with this button right here. Can you see that going up and down? So I can load things
that's
in
cool.
the back. Yes.
do you know what those blank switches are for?
No, what?
They're for the Audi Q7, because it's the same unit, and there's nothing, it doesn't do anything for the Cayenne. Saving money.
That's good.
As long as the cost gets passed down to the customer,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Interior.
All right.
Doors feel solid, actually. I felt that.
Very solid.
I felt
Ooh.
that in my... What's
I
happening?
like that.
The noise?
Yeah, he was born on the streets. The cops were bent in his neighborhood. It felt
I
like
didn't know he was going to do that. I swear.
it felt like a hip hop vibe.
That was the worst rapping of all time.
I'm not a rapper. Moving on.
It's so true.
True, right? It's not as annoying. It's not as annoying as most seatbelt noises are.
Right.
So the interior of the CayenneS, it's a wonderful place to be, is what Thomas wants to say. There's a wonderful digital dash that's analog in the middle, yet on the sides you have screens. We never claimed to be professionals.
I'm back at it.
Never claimed.
I'm back at it. Okay, the interior of this car is absolutely fantastic. I genuinely
Back to normal. That was pro. That was pro.
I'm pretty good at that. All right, the interior of this car is absolutely fantastic, and I am in love with it for a couple reasons. First of all, one, sitting here, what I look at here is lovely. The steering wheel is amazing, and my favorite part about it is that there's these holes here that I can see the backs of the paddles, which are actual alloy, by the way.
Yeah, and they felt great to
They
drive
feel
with.
really
Yeah.
good. Like when you click them, you can actually see it move here. And
That's the difference between a premium car and an economy car. Is if
This-
the
this
gaps,
gap-
if there is
this
a
gap
gap in
here.
the steering wheel, it's filled with plastic.
And you need this gap here because that's where the heated steering wheel button is, and I found this by accident.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Someone steals this car, they're not going to know where
they're
that
gonna
is.
have cold hands. That's right.
More fool them.
Okay, this gauge cluster is lovely, half analog, half digital, and on the side here, I can move this to show me information about the car, fuel economy, temperatures, and stuff, and then I can flip it, and it becomes a map.
Ooh,
Right?
that's a
It
pretty
looks-
map.
It's a really nice.
And that's in a
clear
good
map.
location. Now, you're not looking far right to look at that.
And this infotainment is actually fantastic.
Yeah, this screen is new.
It is, and it is one of the best infotainments on sale right now, and I'll tell you why. This part right here is a sidebar that is always there, which means I can always scroll and select a different thing. And if I didn't like that, I've got physical hard buttons down here as well.
Oh, because these are different to normal, right? You used to have the actual separate buttons. Now
Yes.
we've got this haptic
This
feedback.
is a haptic feedback panel. When the
Yeah.
car's off, you don't feel a click, but when it's on, I'd reach down here and I can click
Yeah.
my heated seat and my cooled seat on at the same time.
What are you, mad?
So it blows hot air up my butt.
That's
This
exact-
car makes you feel good.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right. All right, this infotainment is really, really fast, really sharp, really intuitive. I love it. I figured it out in 12 seconds.
Apparently it's as sharp as an iPhone 6,
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
which is already 7 generations of iPhone ago. But
That's okay.
they were still good.
It was a good phone.
Yeah.
This is piano black, and that is the biggest downside. of
Yeah,
this
you can
interior.
see all the finger marks already.
Yeah, honestly, like, and you have to poke them.
You know what? There's so much useful stuff on here. I'd get over that on this.
I guess
it's not blank piano black. There's buttons.
Yeah, you have to, like, I can see my own fingerprints in the buttons that I push, though, honestly. But that's the only downside, because the rest of the interior is fantastic. Like, visually, the fit and finish, it is unbelievable. Like, it's so tight, everything's sharp.
I'm
there's
sure
no
you can
creaks.
option for a nice expensive leather package.
And you know what? It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
I would do it.
Because
if you've already spent 100 grand.
I know, like, it's nice, it's well made, but
yeah,
it would look
Porsche
cool
are very
if it
good
was-
at making you dip into your pockets.
They really do want
Because
you
you
to
get
spend more.
good stuff.
You get
for
good
it.
stuff, I
Yeah.
know, exactly.
Well, the seats, these are definitely stiffer than like.
But they're so comfortable. They're so well designed and bolstered.
Well, they're
also,
sportier.
you can adjust them like 1,000 different ways.
Well, they're the 18 way adjustable.
18, 1,000. It's the same
Yeah.
number.
There's so many options. We did like a Mario Instagram post where
See
you just
Mario
shows up the
bouncing up the thing.
Yeah.
And I found them comfortable right off the bat. I barely even had to adjust them.
What about the back seats?
Back seats are actually quite comfortable. The panoramic sunroof goes all the way to the back.
Yeah, well, that's part of an optional $10,000 package.
Yeah,
which
and-
I would get.
Yeah, because this is lovely. Even for the driver, I look up and I can see out. Usually that doesn't happen very often. Usually the sunroof starts back here.
Yeah, it makes the car seem so spacious.
It really, really does. These handles are a thing. I don't know about them.
They're fine.
Yeah,
I think the biggest crime in this car is the piano black, and that's not even that bad. So
yeah, and the steering wheel's lovely. Like the chrome here is lovely. Honestly, it's a fantastic. That clock is really cool. Conclusion time.
Regardless of what else is on the market, the Porsche CayenneS will be a good choice. Yes, it can get expensive fast when you start ticking boxes, but you are better off not to think of this at its base price. Because options like the air suspension and rear wheel steering make this thing what it is. One of the best SUVs we have ever driven.